Alright, so today's been a pretty good day. Basically been figuring out how to get this, which is the Rotary Encoder, which is the brains, the fancy component that basically helps us know where we are in the world in terms of latitude, if I get it right. And then I've just been figuring out the assembly of I've done a little funny thing with these flanges at either side, and I've assembled them in such a way that they sink into the globe so they're not protruding, which sort of just makes everything a little bit more minimal. And then the job I've got to do is figure out how to basically enclose this and connect these cables ultimately to our Raspberry Pi computer without them being too long, as that can affect the signal. And then the next thing has been looking at what we're going to do with this. And so this arm basically has a little clutch system which now holds everything in place, and even though this is not going to be the final version, it's not the right size, it gives you an idea of the interaction. And you might notice one of the fortunate things about this being on a 30-degree incline of like most globes is that it means that this little thing doesn't actually sort of really create too much of a problem. Not that there's a lot of radio stations that I suspect we're going to hear in Antarctica FM, but it basically goes all the way up to the top, which is nice. So that's all working. And then again, the sort of devil in the detail has been having to make a little custom PCB, so printed circuit board. That this has basically been me chopping a little thing down to size. And the whole point of this is that the cables are going to come in here and they connect in, and the point is you can't put them backwards, they don't go in, because that would basically blow up this component. This happens to be the most expensive thing in the entire assembly at basically about 35 quid, so we can't blow these things up, otherwise it's just really not worth doing it. So anyway, that's how they basically go together. This would assemble onto there, and then we'd have basically similar down there as well, and then they'll connect very nicely to these pins on the Raspberry Pi. So that's the intention, that's where we're at, and really it's just bringing everything together of a mixture of the DIY and wherever possible trying to use standard components. So there we go.